What's up, YouTube friends? Now today's a cold, rainy day here in Nebraska, as if we need any more water, and I decided it was the perfect day to make some soup. So right now I have a sausage, white bean kind of Tuscan soup in the crock pot, and to go with it, I wanted some crusty bread. So today I'm going to show you how to make some sun-dried tomato, basil, and Parmesan bread that's perfect with any soup. It also makes great sandwiches. Now, of course, I'll go ahead and leave the recipe down below, so let's get started. So to my stand mixer, I'm going to add 3/4 of a cup of warm water. To that, I'm going to add 2 1/4 teaspoons of yeast. Or 1/4 ounce packet, and 1 tablespoon of sugar. Now I'm just going to let this proof for 5 minutes. Alright, so it's been 5 minutes and my yeast is alive. So next I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of olive oil. And 1 teaspoon of salt. Now in this bowl I have 2½ cups of flour, and I'm going to add half of it now. I'm going to turn on my mixer and just mix it till it's incorporated. Now I'm just going to add 1/4 of a cup of Parmesan cheese, or a little more. I'm then going to add 1/2 cup of dehydrated tomatoes, and these are cherry tomatoes from my garden. Next I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of dried basil. This is also dehydrated from my garden, but you could use 1/4 cup of fresh if that's what you had. Now this next thing is completely optional, but I'm going to add about 1/8 of a teaspoon of crushed red pepper flakes. About that much. Now I'm just going to add the rest of my flour and give it a good mix. Now this dough is looking a little dry, so I'm just going to add a little bit more water. Alright guys, so everything's incorporated, and I added about maybe a little less than 1/4 cup. So maybe start with a full cup of water in the beginning. And now I'm just going to let this knead for 5 minutes. Alright guys, so it's been 5 minutes, and it should look like this. So now I'm just going to take out my dough ball. I'm going to spray my bowl. And now I'm just going to cover this and let it rise for an hour. Now if you'd like to know how I made my cover, it's exactly like my reversible bowl covers. I'll link the video at the end. The only difference is I put the leftover terry cloth from my burnt cloth video on the back here. So I'm just going to cover this up, and I'm going to set it off in my oven with just the light on for 1 hour. Alright guys, so it's been an hour, so let's see what we have. It looks good and smells even better. So now all you want to do is punch down your dough. And now I'm just going to shape my loaf, and I'm going to stick it on this parchment paper. Today I'll be using a pizza stone, but it's not necessary. If you don't have a pizza stone, you just want to put this on a greased cookie sheet. So now I'm just going to get a piece of plastic wrap. I'm going to spray it with some cooking spray. And I'm going to lightly cover my dough ball. Next, I'm just going to take a towel and lay that over. And I'm going to let this rise again for 1 hour. Now, if you don't want a rustic loaf like I'm doing here, you could always just stick it in a bread pan. So now I'm just going to stick this back in the oven with the light on for 1 hour. Alright guys, so the second proof is done. And about 30 minutes into the proofing time, I took this out of the oven and preheated it to 375 degrees. So let's just see what it looks like. I think that looks just beautiful. So next thing I'm going to do is I went ahead and took 1 egg yolk with a splash of water and mixed it up. Now I'm just going to take my egg wash and brush it over the top of my bread. You can see it kind of got a little funky here. I should have probably shaped it a little better, but it's going to taste just fine. Alright, that looks good to me. And now with a sharp knife, I'm just going to score an X on the top. That tomato's kind of in my way, but it shouldn't matter. So like I said earlier, I do have a pizza stone in my oven. So now I'm just going to carefully slide this with the parchment onto my pizza stone. And I'm going to bake this for about 30 to 40 minutes until it's golden brown. It probably will take a little less since I am using a pizza stone. And if you don't have a pizza stone, like I said, just use a greased cookie sheet. Alright guys, so my bread is all done. And because I used the pizza stone, it took about 25 to 30 minutes. And the way that you know it's done, it will be nice and golden brown on top and sound hollow on the inside. So now I'm just going to let this cool down and I'll bring you back when I'm ready to cut it. Alright guys, so it's actually the next morning. When I went to edit this video, the last clip had no sound. I've never had that happen to me before. But as you can see, we ate quite a bit of this loaf. It was delicious with our Tuscan style sausage and white bean soup. But this goes great with any kind of soup. It's also great toasted with some garlic butter for any of your pasta dishes, or just plain by itself. But one of my favorite things with this bread is the next day making sandwiches. It's perfect for that. You can see it's just chock full of tomatoes and herbs, and you probably can't see it that well on camera, but you do see little flecks of the Parmesan cheese. And the red pepper flakes just gives it a nice little heat that's not too much. But like I said, you could always leave those out. I hope you give this delicious bread a try. If you like this video and want to see more of my videos, go down below and hit the big red subscribe button and give this video a big thumbs up. If you have a question about this video or any of my other videos, or just like to leave a suggestion for a future upcoming video, leave me a comment. Head on over to Facebook, Twitter, and Patreon at Scrappy's Patch if you'd like to friend me there. Feel free to share this video across your social medias. And as always, thanks for watching, happy baking, and I'll see you next time.